All right. Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all like the Akim Wa Akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Hey, man, you see the thumbnail. Hey, now this video, I'm going to try to not rage out too much, but literally use this to edify, because what this situation is about to uncover, there's going to be two events that we can deal with in the scriptures. All right, hey, look, as we get to the end of this world, this place is getting more and more outright wicked. All right, it says she's disgusting. It says woman shares very disturbing intimate experience, and basically what this woman is about to share, the information, the fact that she had a threesome with a man and that man's mother. All right, I'm going to repeat that. This woman right here had a threesome with a man and a man's mother. I'm going to repeat that. This woman had a threesome with a man and a man's mother. All right. And so the scriptures actually cover this. All right. See, there's a reason why the Heavenly Father, see, humanity is, I'll say this plain Jane. Motherfuckers is wicked, cuz. People are wicked. There's some that ain't right with people, man. And people need guidance, and they need to be told what to do, because if they don't, and if they don't get punished for doing wickedness, then they'll keep doing it. All right, let me get this scripture to start, and then we're gonna let this video play and another video play, and then we're gonna get two events in the scriptures. All right, when you don't punish, this is why there are certain sins that are unto death, because if people don't die after committing such a sin, it'll start to spread in the world. All right, Ecclesiastes 8:11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. All right, so right there, verse 11 shows you, if someone gets away with wickedness once, they'll do it 100 times. So death is coming for this world to remind everybody that you can't do whatever the fuck you want to do. There is a God, and he will destroy you for fucking being wicked. Verse 12, though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it should be well with them that fear Yahweh, which, Slakia, it should be, well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. All right, so it's going to be, you're better off following the Lord than to not follow, even if it may feel or seem pleasurable to be wicked. The outcome is not going to be good. Let's let this play.
Man, and his freakiest thing you ever did in your life.
A woman confesses to having sex with a man and his mom. She S'd his D, and I S'd his D too. And now this guy interviewed this random woman. He said, what's the craziest thing you ever did? What's she about to say?
I f***ed the guy and his mom.
What? His stepmom?
No, his, like birth mother. And she sucked his like. Yeah.
How was that?
It was great. Once he looked at her and told her, yo, come do what you do best, it was downhill from there.
Wait, he told his mom, come do what you do best, and...
Come do what you do best. She started sucking his and then at one point they looked at me and he was like, come suck this and I was like, why obliged?
Sucked his too.
He sucked his too. We both sucked his Together.
That is...
One big happy family.
I like that for you. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So
you can't make
the first part, right? And so what we're gonna do is go to part 2. I just gotta find it. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna let part 2 play for a bit, and we're gonna stop it, because this should remind you of 2 scenarios in the scriptures. One dealing with Reuben in the book of Genesis, and one dealing with in the book of Corinthians. All right, see, because adultery is a very big thing. Murder is a very big thing. Theft is a big thing. But fucking incest, dude, that's a whole nother ballpark, So let's let this play for a bit. This is the actual full fucking story, which is
claims that she had a threesome with a mom and her son.
Birth mother.
Wait. Hold on.
This is not about you. This is shocking. It's not judgment.
It's the mother.
Hey, see, and right there, that's one of the problems in this world, judgment free. And since things are judgment free, people aren't being punished, so they get away with doing this shit.
I'm gonna take my glasses off.
And then we went back to his place, and his mom's was there. And she was like, oh, I was just out. She was like, oh, I was just cleaning up a bit, or whatever the case may be. A lot of people telling me that they probably set me up, but I don't know. But
Not
even
to cut you off, was his mom
Fire.
black or the Italian?
She was Italian.
Question.
So I'm thinking that she said the mother. I'm thinking this is a Jake, you know, a so-called dark-skinned Negro, nasty male, and his mother was a so-called white Italian woman. You know, so just some demented, debaucherous shit.
You know, he goes into his room, and I guess he was changing or whatever, and then just her and I was just small talking. You know, she was complimenting me. She was like, oh, you know, like, you're really, like, he told me about you, like, you really are pretty or whatever, like, oh, Dominican, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward, at this point, we're still sipping, and then she goes, oh, you know, like, stand up for me. So I stood up, and I'm like, okay. And then she's like, oh, turn around. So I'm turning around, she stands up too, and then she smacks me on my and I'm like, okay. She tells him about, you know, she starts complimenting me and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, you know, thank you. So then I sit back down, and she then starts sitting next to me. So she sat like literally right here. I ain't have nowhere to move. I was like cornered. And then, so he stands up. After giving me all of these compliments, she's just looking at him, and I'm like feeling mad awkward, and I'm just like, what's going on? So he pulls his out.
Oh yeah, that's a regular dagger.
And then he's just like,
Pulls his out in front of him.
he said, and I quote,
Hold on.
and he said, and I quote, do what you do best and come suck this
Said that to his mom. To his mother.
to his mother.
Wow. Oh no.
And I was just sitting there like, I was stunned. Like, I really couldn't move. I was just like, nah. I was like, no. I was like, nah, that can't be his mom.
It's like a good Bang Bro scene.
And then she got on her knees and she did what she was told to do. I ain't gonna lie, I got turned on.
She adopted?
No.
Biological.
No.
That's his mom.
And so after she stopped sucking his he looked at me and he was like, come suck this. And so I went and I sucked his. I mean,
Needed an extra break.
So we had a conversation. I probably didn't talk to him for like a week after that. And then we finally had a conversation, and he was just like, you know, like, my mom was the one who taught me how to have sex, kiss, whatever. She was like, yo, she had me young. And the more I think about it, what?
It's his facial expressions that's been clearly.
And it's just like, but listening to him talk about his experience with his mother.
All right, so I'm seeing this video kind of pick up in popularity.
So this is where we at now with it, y'all. You know, this is why judgment is coming to America. All right, I hope. You know, I'm gonna keep a level head so I can get into some edification. Let's go to the book of Genesis. Let's go. This is such a serious offense. You know, some damn incest. Let's go see, because this happened before. And where do we see this? And this how you know this, boy. Hey, let's just get it. All right, we're going to go to Genesis 35. We're actually going to, there's 3 accounts we're going to deal with this, man. Because this is a major offense. And this is like one of those things that is basically, you know, you're kind of through. You know, you do some shit like that. And ultimately, you know, it's simply by the mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that Reuben wasn't put to death for this. You know, honestly, this is gonna be where's that? Yep, Genesis 35:22. It says, and it came to pass when Israel dwelt in that land that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. All right, now Bilhah was the servant of Leah, Reuben's mother. So Reuben didn't lay with his direct mother, but he laid with his stepmother, which is adultery and, you know, incest. He laid with his father's wife. And if you know the lineage, what is Reuben? He's the firstborn, but he didn't receive that might and power as the firstborn. And why? You know, because he committed such an act that completely, you know, That was a serious offense, and you gotta Salakia. Bilhah is Rachel's handmaid. Salakia, y'all. It says it right here. Bilhah is Rachel's handmaid. Zilpah was Leah's handmaid. I get them mixed up. Nevertheless, he laid with his stepmother, which was foul. You know, which was foul. You know, hey, the elder Paul Tahar, he says one of them things that saying, you know, the ugliness of the scriptures. This is one of the ugly things of the scriptures, but we deal with everything. You know, we don't run from nothing. All right. Now, when you go to Google, you know, now, because it doesn't directly state the reason why, right? But you go to Google, it says that, what? It says, you know, you jump down right here. Let's see if I can highlight, you know, because this is such a, I couldn't imagine, dude. Oh, I couldn't imagine. It says, it is possible that Reuben, Jacob's eldest, you know, he was the firstborn, was trying to replace his father as patriarch prematurely by this pagan procedure. It says that the act had a grasping, ambitious meaning is by no means certain, but seems probable. All right, let me see if I start up. It says, laying with the man's concubine could have not been merely an act of lust, but also of political ambition. To lay claim to his concubines was practically tantamount to laying claim to the rest of the man's possessions. So, you know, I'm not saying that's the official breakdown on it, but, you know, it could have been some sort of power struggle. You know, they're saying there in that article, you know, whatever the reason is, it was wickedness. All right. It was outright wickedness. And because of that, when you go to Genesis 49, what does it say? All right. Reuben was the firstborn. He was supposed to get a blessing. But what happened? All right. Genesis 49. I'm going to start right here. It says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power, unstable as water. Thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed. Then defiledst thou it. He went up to my couch. So right there, y'all, you know, do you know how serious that you, the firstborn? This is why Esau wants to destroy us, because he's the firstborn and he lost that right. So Reuben lost that firstborn right and power. And who did that power essentially go to? Judah. All right. And what's the proof of that? You go to 1 Chronicles 5:3. 1 Chronicles 5:2. Salakia. For Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief ruler, but the birthright was Joseph's. All right. You know, so literally, you know, you go down one more. Reuben was the firstborn. Now it says the birthright was Joseph's, but who's the mightiest of the tribes? Judah. And whom did Yahushua come out of? The tribe of Judah. So Judah, literally he prevailed above his brethren. All right. And I will say, and it mentions it right here again in the first verse. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel. And the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright. You know, so this was a major blot on him, man. That ain't nothing to be took light of or made fun of, man. She's supposed to get put down. That dude and that mother's supposed to get put down. What the hell is going on in this world, man? Look at what's going. Boy, if we could see everything the angels would see, we wouldn't be able to sleep. We would bug out so hard for how horrible and how wicked things are really down here on this fucking planet, man. Let me get this. Evil continually. That's the book of Genesis. That's the book of Genesis. Yeah, Genesis 6:5. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. You know, this is flood behavior going on, man. This is end of the world behavior going on in this world, man. Do what you do best. So that wasn't the first time. You know, that's some sick shit. That's why this single mother shit gotta stop, man. You know, that shit gotta stop. That's foul, dog. Come do what you do best. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. All right, now let's look at another example. So Reuben, and and just it says he's the excellency of dignity. Reuben did have one redeeming factor about himself. All right, I'll say, the actual, you have the tribe of Reuben. All right, and not to talk shit on any brothers that are Reubenites. It doesn't make any Reubenite brother any, wicked or less of a man. All of our nation did fucked up shit at some point. That's why we ended up in slavery. Let me see. Right here, Reuben saved Joseph. Genesis 37 and 21. And Reuben heard it and delivered him out of their hands and said, "Least let us not kill him." So this is Joseph. The brothers was hating. They was about to kill him and throw him into the pit. It says, "And Reuben said unto them, Shed no blood, would cast him into the pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again." So Reuben, he had his fuck up, but it tells you he was the excellency of dignity for a reason. So he knew, he was like, well, we at least not gonna literally put the lad to death with our hands. So we'd throw him in the pit for a couple hours, let him get his sweat on, So he redeemed himself, with that one. So let's get the next example. Man, dude, this is a wicked world. It's a wicked world. You had what's that nigga name, Huey or Louis Armstrong, who made that song. It's a wonderful world. This is a wicked world, cuz this is a wicked world, man. Yeah, here we go. This motherfucker Ahithophel, that motherfucker was bugged out. All right. 2 Samuel 16. I'm just using this real life scenario to show you how this has happened before, and the result of this is death and judgment. All right, and a bad name. There are certain things you do in this world, you are unredeemable. You will go to the grave with a stain on your name. You can't do these things. All right. 2 Samuel 16 and 20. Then said Absalom to Ahithophel, "Give counsel among you what we shall do." So Ahithophel, Absalom was doing his revolt. What did he tell Absalom to do? And Ahithophel said unto Absalom, "Go in unto thy father's concubines, which he hath left to keep the house, and all Israel shall hear that thou art abhorred of thy father. Then shall the hands of all that are with thee be strong." So they spread Absalom a tent upon the top of the house. And Absalom went in unto his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel. And the counsel of Ahithophel, which he counseled in those days, was as if a man had inquired at the oracle of Yahweh. So was all the counsel of Ahithophel, both with David and with Absalom. And so, Ahithophel went off right here. He went and told Absalom, the son of David, to sleep with his father's concubines. And Absalom, being wanting that power of the king, went and did so, man. Absolutely fucking unexcusable and wicked and just disgusting. You could imagine the woman was trying to, protest, but they couldn't do shit about it. All right, the nation of Israel was supposed to stand up and stone it. They were supposed to stone Absalom to death. But what does it tell you? You jump back to the 14th chapter, it tells you that he was, let me see, 14 and 25. "But in all Israel, there was none to be so much praised as Absalom for his beauty. From the sole of his foot even to the crown of his head, there was no blemish in him." So everybody loved it, Absalom. But in this moment, they were supposed to throw rocks at him till his fucking head burst open, man. But hey, what happened to Absalom? We know what happened to Absalom. Let's go take a look at this. Hey, and Ahithophel, if I remember correctly, Ahithophel kills himself too when he finds out when he found out Absalom died and David was coming back. I believe he kills himself, if I remember correctly. Oh no, I remember. If I remember correctly, Absalom had took heed. Let me see. Yeah, right here. After 17. Yep. He saw that, he went and killed himself because he knew he was going to get his head hunted for. Yep. Absalom had decided to take Hushai's advice. And so after seeing this, Ahithophel was like, whoa, shit, they going to come in. He went and killed himself. Right here, it tells you he went and hanged himself. So it shows you, y'all, man, there's certain sins, man. The spirit of death is going to be hunting for you after you commit that shit, But let's look at Absalom's end. All right, so he slept with his father's concubines, and what ended up ultimately happening to what ended up happening to Absalom? Let's take a look right here. So basically, you know, if you start up, and this is why the apostles get on us about not having long hair, and also the scriptures plainly say it. All right, but he was riding right here, 2 Samuel 18:9, and Absalom met the servants of David, and Absalom rode upon a mule, and the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak, and his head caught hold of the oak, and he was taken up between the heaven and the earth, and the mule that was under him went away. So they were in the middle of the battlefield, and he's riding, and his hair gets caught in a tree. So what happens when Joab rolled up on him? All right, in which Joab went against the order, but this had to happen. This had to happen, you know. Then said Joab, I may not tarry thus with thee. And he took 3 darts in his hand and thrust them through the heart of Absalom while he was yet alive in the midst of the oak. And 10 young men that bare Joab's armor compassed and smote Absalom and slew him. So he was double through. You know, Joab threw darts in his heart and everybody ran up and got to sticking him. You know, and that was a wrap for Absalom. That was a wrap for him, man. This sin right here ain't no motherfucking joke. And she needs to get put down too. She all smiling and laughing and shit. You big, nasty, filthy son of a bitch. Big, nasty hoe, man. That's why, man, you got... Let me say this, man. You got scumbags in skirts too, man. Don't get it twisted. All right, these bitches ain't made out of spice and everything nice. You got some bitches that ain't worth shit out here, man. It's wicked in this world, man. This is why we trying to get out of here. These nasty hoes, man. That bitch, that's nasty. Oh, that's nasty. Let's get the last one. 1 Corinthians 5, all right. Paul dealt with this, you know. 1 Corinthians 5:1. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, all right. And such fornication, there's 2 kinds of fornications. Physical fornication, which is, you know, having sexual acts that is inordinate, acts that are not permitted by the Heavenly Father. And spiritual fornication, worshiping idols, worshiping anything outside of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. In this case was a physical one. And what was it? It says, and such fornication as is not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife. All right. So you had a situation like this that happened in the church of Corinth, man. And Paul had to get on them. He's like, the fuck were y'all doing? What in the hell? What's going on? All right. This is crazy. It says that something like this ain't even named among the Gentiles. And he's talking about the heathen. He was like, even the heathen know better than that, man. And that's where we get at the point with our people, man. I can see it. I can see the majority of our people dying. They not right in the head. They not gonna make this one, man. They not gonna be able to make this trip with us. All right. And what was ultimately the command that came down for that guy? Verse 13. But them that are without, Yahweh judgeth. Therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person. So that nigga had to go, man. That nigga had to go. Now, this is the time of, you know, the New Testament, so we weren't in our authority and our power any longer. You know, otherwise he would have had to get put to death. But you gonna get separated and excommunicated, some shit like that, dog. That's crazy, man. This is a crazy world we live in, man. And this bitch smiling and giggling and teasing.
So I'm seeing these people, at least, their opinion is that this story is true. That's what most people think.
I believe it, dog. She don't got nothing to lie about. That's a hoe. Hoes don't lie. Look at her. Does that look like a person who is repentative and sorry for what they did? No. That is a person who enjoys sinning. And so what's going to happen to this world, man? What's going to happen to this world? Let's take a look. 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works therein shall be burned up. All right. This place has to be smelted, dude. Melted and smelted. And who are all those that are going to get caught up in it? Those that ain't. Man, hey, man. You know, I'm about to be bringing it to an end. You know, the only thing that's left is judgment. Revelation 20:14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, which is America, destroyed in thermonuclear warfare. It says this is a second death, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. All right, so the majority of our people are not written in that book of life. So, you know, the 230ins here in America, they're going to have to be absolutely extinguished. And the rest of these niggas that's worldwide, they're going to get fucking put down too, man. It says things like this ain't even named among the Gentiles, man. What the fuck, Jake? You know, we the chosen people, man. You got to have some... Come on. That's a bad look. You know, that's a bad look. So, hey, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the Akim wa Akwa, learning, teaching, truth, and sincerity. Shalom.